Yo. What's good, broski?
Showtime. What's up, world?
What's good with it, man?
Welcome to
How you
another
feeling?
episode. I'm feeling good, B. You know what I'm saying? We living, beautiful world out
Hey,
here, man. How you feeling, B?
that's a fact. I'm alright, man. I can't complain. Like I said, we living another day, another Tuesday, another 10 Tuesday. You
Yes,
feel me?
sir.
So, yeah. Go ahead and introduce yourself, though, man. Let's get it.
As you know what I'm saying? Zell, aka Zell Canada, aka Godzilla, however you want to say it. And we in here. Go on, introduce yourself, Choke.
Welcome all. Welcome all. It's your boy, Bro Guy Slim. Welcome to TENtalk. We here for another episode. Appreciate you all for stepping in live if you in here live right now. Um, some quick announcements I guess I got for myself. Been working on a brand called 10 Signatures. And I'm looking to have some masks coming real soon. So just keep a lookout for that. Um, I'm gonna have some masks coming soon and some other things as well in the near future. But just keep a lookout for the masks and they should be touching down real soon.
Yes,
But
sir. And we
let's go ahead and
supporting
get
that
into the
all the
show.
way. 10 signatures. You already
Appreciate it.
know it. Yeah, and
Appreciate
support it
it,
like
man.
it's your own. And
Appreciate it.
that's what we gotta learn to support my brother shit like it's my shit. So I'm rocking with it. 10 signatures
That's right.
and make sure that you look it up.
Appreciate it, big bro. But we can go ahead
Yes,
and get
sir.
into the show, man. We can go ahead and get into the show. Today,
Yes, sir.
we're gonna talk about this little thing of ours called hip hop. Um,
Hip
and
hop. It
I guess
started out on the block.
hey, most definitely. But mainly, like where where you began to love hip hop. When you first,
Yeah.
I guess, found hip hop. Like what was that first
Let's
song
start
that
with that.
touched your soul? You know what I mean? So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it, man. So I guess I'm gonna go ahead and ask you, when did you, as far as you can remember, when did you fall
Yeah.
in love with hip hop?
As far as I can remember, my first song that I fell in love with was Nothing But a G Thing by Dre and Snoop. I don't know what it
Mm.
was. It was the beat or the melody to it, but that
Mm-hmm.
always just touched my heart and it always bring back the memories. But one funny
Yeah.
story though, when
Uh-huh.
I was younger, my mama told me when I was a little baby, Naughty by Nature's, you down with OPP? Yeah, you know me. You know what I'm saying? That
Yeah.
was my
Yeah.
shit. I was a little baby throwing my hands in the air. So I think this
Young
hip hop and
Godzilla in
all,
the car seat going crazy. You
yeah.
know what OPP?
And it's crazy. I
That's
think it's in
funny.
my blood from since then, man. So, but my recollection was Dr. Dre, and I give credit to Dr. Dre over Snoop, because Dr. Dre's voice was so. It felt like it cut through the beat, and it was so powerful. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
that what really drew my attention to it. So yeah.
Okay.
What about you?
Okay. For me, um, I honestly, the my first memory is honestly, which is crazy, is like Blueprint. Only because like I
Mm,
just remember like my older brother Reg like playing
yeah,
that shit endlessly. Like he just played it so much when we were young.
yeah.
Well, when I was younger, you know what I mean? Like that's like the first thing that I could really remember, like when I
Can
was
I
like,
ask you a
dang, this
question?
this shit is
What
hard. Yeah, go ahead.
What was the song that got you? Because I know what song got me on Blueprint. What was your song that got you on the album?
I mean, now, I would have to
Just say
say,
in general, just because whatever, what was the one song on there that you can kind of recollect of
well,
that album?
that I can remember as far as like back in the day. For me, it was like "Song Cry." That I think that stuck with me.
Mm,
You know what I mean? That joint really
yeah,
stuck with me, and it could have something to do with the singing and the R&B fact of it again, because even still, and it's not necessarily hip hop, but it is hip hop. But
oh, it's
I
hip hop.
remember
Yeah,
like vividly my mama listening to Mary J. Blige like dumb crazy. You know
yeah,
what I'm
that's
saying?
crazy because
Like,
that's been on my mind. Like when I think of Mary J, I think of hip hop because R&B back then was, we was born in the '90s. I was born in '92.
right, me
And for
too. Yeah.
yourself, yeah. So like back then, hip hop and R&B was like united, and it felt great.
Yeah,
Mary
man.
J.
Yeah.
Blige was the only one I know. I want to hear that whole album. When I heard "What's the 411,"
Uh-huh.
man, because you can feel it in there. And she come.
Yeah,
That's what.
yeah. That real
And
pain, you could feel that shit. Man, that's crazy. You said that. Yeah, you could feel that
yeah,
shit. But
and
go
that
ahead.
show that you put me on, I won't put it to the world. It's called Hip Hop Undercover or Hip
Oh
Hop.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Hip Hop Uncovered. It's on
Yeah,
FX.
that's a really important show because I feel like it shows you why hip hop is so connected to the streets, and it
Yeah,
shows you it's a music from the streets. So when you hear even Mary, you can feel the streets in her voice. That's what connects you
that's
to
a
hip hop.
fact. That's a
Yeah,
fact. That's a fact. But yeah, I can remember my mom listening to a lot of Mary J. Blige, so I would say that influenced me loving hip hop. But definitely that. But I'm gonna say for sure when I really, really started loving it was and it kind of like made me like want to do it as well was when I
yeah.
heard Go DJ by Lil Wayne, bro. Like
Mm.
yeah, the
So let
way
me ask you a
Wayne was
question.
going on that jump, bro, like I was blown away. Like I was just it was mind blowing to me to hear Wayne go like that on the Go DJ song. But yeah, go ahead.
And let me ask you a question because this is good to listen hear about because so it sounds like you kind of started to hip hop a little later. Would you say that?
It
Like
it
what's
would it would it would seem like that, but I'm gonna say yeah. Matter of fact, I'm gonna say yeah, because I mean
yeah, that's
honestly,
okay.
like you know, we was like in the church and all of that. You know what I mean? So I
Yeah.
wasn't necessarily like buying CDs or anything like that. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
wasn't buying my own CDs and stuff like that. Like I even remember as a kid. My dad used to have this African American camp in Atlanta, and
Mm-hmm.
he took us to the Tupac Museum, where ironically we got the which is another crazy story, but we got to meet Afeni Shakur. You know what I'm saying?
Powerful.
So, but in the midst of that, we in the museum, and I have a little bit of money on me, so I buy the Tupac Greatest Hits album. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? But I wasn't supposed to buy the explicit version. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I guess somehow my dad found out that I bought the explicit version and he had the clean version. So he swapped my disc out, bro. Swapped me out for the
He took your
clean version. Yeah. Swapped
yeah.
me out. So we get in the car and I hear my Tupac playing in his car and shit. It was funny. But yeah,
That's
man.
good
So
parenting though. That's
but
good
yeah,
parenting.
man,
You hear that?
I guess I did get introduced to it, which you would call a little bit late. But what is
Yeah.
still funny to me is that I wrote my first rap song at 9 years old. So how late
Yeah.
did I get into it? You know what I
But
mean?
hip
So,
hop is bigger than the mainstream version of it. It's always in our
mm-hmm,
blood. So even in the church or even in the music that we've been listening to, hip
mm-hmm,
hop is so deep in our blood and our culture that it's still a part of that. So
true.
I can always see you can be whatever age to get into this. And once you really hear it, it's gonna hit you because it's really that deep, you
All
know? It's
connected. It's all
soul. It
connected.
is. It is.
Yeah. Hip hop is a soul. And that's how I look at it too. I look at hip hop. People say the hip hop culture, but I look at the hip hop culture as like our black culture for real. Like,
Yeah, to me,
because
I
I
know
mean,
this kind
at
of
least in
little
my mind, it's like
mm-hmm.
our culture was quote unquote stolen from us. You know what I'm saying? So we don't really know exactly.
That's the
I mean,
truth.
we know what our culture is, but we don't know
We
exactly what
don't
our
know.
culture is. So we had to create our own culture. And I feel like what we created was hip hop, and that's our culture, our way of life, the way we dress, the way we walk, the way we talk,
Yeah.
what we
And I'm
eat.
gonna
It
keep it real with
influences
you.
everything we do.
I can look at it deeper. It's like I know this might sound crazy, but it's a form of religion at some people. It actually
That's true.
saved lives to me. And if you think
Yeah.
about it, hip hop is not just the music. It's
Hmm.
it's a it's deeper than that. You know what I mean? It's like if you really break down the whole laws of hip hop and what it is knowledge itself and
Yeah.
learning who you are. So if you think
Yeah.
about it, the hard part about hip hop is you gotta decipher it. You gotta
Yeah.
look between the line and learn what they're really saying.
Yeah.
Instead of
Yeah.
getting mesmerized in the words,
Hmm.
you know what I mean? It's like poetry. You know what I mean? You gotta
Yeah.
read it out and decipher it. Yeah.
Real quick. We got a little message. Let's see what's up.
Hey, how y'all doing? My name is Lucy Lou. I'm doing well. How about
Woo!
you?
Nice,
All right,
nice,
now,
nice.
hey,
Okay,
yo,
Lucy,
that
Luz,
remind
I
me of
hear
that.
you. Go
That
ahead.
remind me of that cousin Skeeter. You know what I'm saying? I don't remember that. Yeah, she got that melody. But that's that
Uh,
'90s though. That's that '90s flow. I like that.
yeah, if you don't know, cousin Skeeter, yeah,
It's
Yeah,
our
but
story. It's us telling our story, and it comes from gospel music and has expanded to hip hop and stuff. But that's what the slaves and stuff did to tell their story. You know, they just did it through gospel
yeah,
music and stuff, and it just has expanded now that the younger generations and stuff can relate to it, but in a different way.
yeah.
that's
But I mean,
powerful. Let me speak
that's
on that real
real.
quick.
Go ahead, go ahead, go
I
ahead.
feel I feel what she said is 100% the truth. Like the slaves music, and you gotta
Yeah.
understand this is exactly what it is to me. It is that it's speaking for the unheard and the unvoiced. And some of
Mhm.
that pain that they feel, because you gotta understand everything that someone shows, it was taught to them. So when
Mhm.
people always talk about hip hop is this, hip hop is that, you gotta understand that we was taught that by America. By our
Mhm.
conditions.
Yep.
So we might not have the conditions of our slaves. We gotta show all respect. I feel like we get lost in everything. We gotta see where we really come from and the pain that they really had. And I think people don't understand that pain still lies in us. So they
Yeah.
feel like we're so quick to attack. We're so quick to feel hurt and but they don't understand that pain still lies in us, and we still get
Mhm.
treated that way. So hip hop is a savior to a lot of people.
That's real,
Yeah.
man. That's real. Saved a lot of lives, changed a lot of lives. I mean, shit. For me, like
And
again,
we
like
can
just
switch it
going
to the
back
next
to like,
subject.
go
What's
ahead.
our impact? Like the impact of hip hop in your life?
Ah, man, the impact, the influence. I think it has impacted and influenced my life, like to the 10th power. You know what I mean? Like again, like I said before, I feel like everything I do is hip hop. You know what I mean? The way I talk, the way I walk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The clothes I wear. It's all hip hop, or it comes from a part of hip hop. So I feel like for me, it's influenced me, to the 10th power, whether,
Yeah.
that was positively or negatively as far as, like drinking or whatever, you know what I mean? Or,
Yeah. The influence.
learn about your culture or, again, like just anyway, like I feel like it's influenced me to the 10th power, but I love hip hop. I listen to it every day. I honestly don't know what I would do without it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I agree with you, bro. I feel like hip hop is so powerful. It was infiltrated. If you take it back to the last episode about the
Hmm.
COINTELPRO, I believe hip hop was infiltrated as well to make us be more influenced into the wrong, because if you think about the start of hip hop and what people think is, people don't want to hear so much positive rap or this type of conscious rap. But for me, that's what drew me to hip hop. It's like, yo, this is like reality. This is not
Hmm.
no bubble gum, no pop, you know what I mean? No, just dancing. This is something that make you aware of what's going on around you. And I think for me, it's the skill level of taking something and breaking it down into a rhyme scheme and a form and make it entertaining. A lot of
Yeah.
times as a mainstream rappers, they got to find a way to entertain the crowd. So people like Tupac or anybody like that, they take
Hmm.
their message and put it into a form where you can still be entertained, but still learn something if you really listen, still be empowered, you know? But I think it
Yeah.
was lost during time and people just more say glamorize it than actually taking lessons from it.
Yeah, but I mean, luckily, we still got the few and far between that still give us the knowledge or the substance within their raps. You know what I mean? We got the J. Cole's, the Lupe's, the Black Thoughts, the people like that are actually still um talking
Yeah,
about substance within their rhymes. You know what I mean? Not just flossing on everybody and flexing on everybody all the time. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, but I feel like that's where we lost it. I mean, and I'm gonna take it back to the word of the day from last episode, accountability. The new word of the day for this one is acceptance. We gotta
Mm,
accept that we served ourselves more than we served the people. A lot
mm,
of times we gotta accept that. Sometimes it ain't like an accident. This is what it is. It ain't an
mm-hmm.
accident that anybody can jump on a mic and make a hit song because we gave that away. And we got to accept that. Like hip hop was supposed to be something that we guarded and only a certain amount, you know what I mean? Like we could have took it like that. But
Yeah.
we got to accept that only 5 or 6 rappers that's really doing it is not enough, really. Because when hip hop was built, it was built on something different, you know? It
Yeah.
wasn't built on repping your gang or repping your
Yeah.
neighborhood.
Right.
Sometimes we got to accept that we went the wrong way, you know?
Yeah. 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 That's real.
That's the
That's
only way
real.
we can bring it back.
That's real. I mean, well, how do you think we bring it back though? Like, how do you think we, uh, revert our past transgressions? Like, how do we fix that?
I don't think it's no going back. I think we just gotta go forward and kind of just implement more structure, implement
Mm-hmm.
more respect for ourselves, you know. Certain things
Mm-hmm.
that we allow go on, just allow it go on. It's like this. We
Mm-hmm.
gotta separate ourselves at times. We gotta
Mm-hmm.
accept who we are. We don't have
Right.
to follow the crowd. Just because everybody's liking this post or everybody's into it, you gotta accept who you are. If you just follow along with it, who are you to say what's right or wrong? Sometimes you got to just pick your side. It's not to say
That's
that
true.
you against the other side. It's just to say that I look at myself with more respect to be put out there like that. Because I understand this. It doesn't only get learned till you get older. A lot of times, this is what our people was telling us when we was growing up. Pull your pants up, make it a little more respectable. But you got to stand.
Right.
When you growing up, you got to be rebellious. You know, it's just in us. So
Yeah.
when you
It's a part of
reach a
life.
certain point, exactly, it is. But when you reach a certain point in life, you got to accept that I'm growing up and I got to change, you know?
Yeah. And some people do it quicker than others.
You're right. Some people do it quicker than others, but I think it's all about being outside of the box. When you're growing up, sometimes you box yourself in certain things. And my blessing was, you know, I grew up with my father, my brother, and my 2 brothers.
Mm-hmm.
One of my brothers, he was more alternative, so he put me on different type of music, you know? He put me
Right.
on different bands and different
Right.
things. He'll cut the screen off, play a song, and be like, tell me who this is, you know? And you gotta
Mm-hmm.
understand that was increasing my knowledge of music, you know?
Right.
So sometimes you need to be around the right people to open you up to different lanes. Because you gotta understand music controls your mind at a certain point.
It's the
It drives you.
vibrations.
It does. It drives you, you know? I
Yeah,
take
it's
it
the
back to
vibrations.
Wayne. When Wayne came out with his incredible style, you know, he was doing what he was doing, but he did influence a lot to be like him by doing lean or repping
Yeah.
bloods.
Yeah.
And we got to accept
Tattoos on
that.
the face,
Yeah.
colored dreadlocks, everything.
But
Yeah.
me personally, I'm not in the place to judge that because I feel like everybody has the lane to be who they want to be. But I
Yeah.
feel like sometimes people don't really know who they are. So they just
Mm.
follow that. So if you're not really knowing who you are as a kid and you take this lifestyle growing up, you gotta accept that change that you need.
But see, I think that's tough though, because as a kid, you not doing nothing but trying to figure out who you are. You know what I mean? Like your parents
Yeah.
can't tell you who you are. Like your friends can't. You gotta go out there, try different things, experience different things, and figure out exactly who you are. So that's kind of tough. You know what I mean?
But you know, the truth to me is that's when our responsibilities taken to lead. And it's hard to talk about because you know, I can say it myself, we're not doing everything that we say that we want to do, but I think the conversation will bring it to a level where we can understand more. You know, I think that
Mm-hmm.
these kids now, they don't get the acceptance from us, or they don't get the acceptance from the ones above them. You know, we looking down on them a lot of times, and sometimes when
Yeah.
you embrace them, that's all they really need. You know, it is not about changing them; it's about showing them that you there. You know, because
Yeah.
at a certain time when you feel like nobody's really there for you, you just trying to fit in. And you trying to find
Mm.
out who is that team that's gonna really be there for you. So in
Yeah.
hip hop, we really need to be there for our youngins because they're real smarter than we really know they are. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, again, just to go back to me as a kid doing hip hop, like I said, me, Spree, and Ray, man, we did our first song. We was what? I was 9, Spree was 10. I think Ray was like 11. I swear that was the age. You know, we did our
Yeah.
first song called Haterade at that age. You know what I mean? Where we went
Yeah.
we went, found the beat, found the recording software and all of that on our own, you know what I mean? And you know, but you know, we were still told, hey, you gotta finish school before you can do this, that, and the third. You know what I mean? When
Yeah,
it's
but
like
that
I just look at
you
it
need
like, dang, why
structure.
didn't you like why didn't you take those skills and structure them and hone them and like figure out how to help us enhance what we already kind of figured out how to do on our own. You know what I mean? Like we had some type of skill at 9, 10, and 11, excuse me, 9,
My
10, and 11 to sit and create a whole song, record it, and perform it to you guys.
but
But we
I don't mean
gotta
to, but
wait. You know what I
yeah.
mean? But go ahead.
My perspective of that is, it's like as a kid, you want to grow your skill level. It's good to be skilled at one thing, but
Mm-hmm.
what do you want to be? That you know, you want to have multi skills. You don't want to be an entertainer all your life. It's good to entertain and do that. You know, it's fun, but to be an actual complex person, you want to learn more different things. You don't want to box yourself in just learning music. Because at the end of the day, we don't realize that we can learn all of this stuff at the same time. We can learn our music, learn what we need to learn. You know, because some things is not really about what you want to do, it's about structure and discipline. Like sometimes I gotta put up with this shit
Yeah,
just so I can live the way I want to live.
yeah, but
I
I feel like
mean,
that's the same point I'm making. You know, like I feel like
mhm,
we could have done the school and got structure into learning how to create music if that's something at a young age that we found that or figured out that we wanted to do. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Even like
But
it's so bad to the point that I wanted to do it from that age all the way up until I turned about like what 23 maybe.
what we didn't
You
realize
know
that
what
we
I'm
could have did
saying?
it on our own, you know. Soldier Boy
Yeah,
showed us that,
but
like the equipment, like y'all was geniuses, man, to put that together at the age of 9.
and that's
But
my point,
sometimes you
bro. It's just
need
like
somebody to take you to that next level because you
right,
only know so much. But you got to
right,
realize, man, we could have did a lot of that right there at home. We don't need the so-called needs that they need in the industry, man.
right. And again,
Yeah.
I don't even know if I'm necessarily saying that we would needed that. I just think that it's like, dang, like you know what I mean, you know, your kids showing you that they're interested in, you know, this music thing, this hip hop culture. Granted, you may not like it that much or know that much about it, you know, as a parent. But it's just like, you know, why not try? You know what I mean? Why not try to
But
push them in that direction or push them, you know.
I let me try to put it into a way that, you know, I can try to make it for you to understand. It's like you got to accept that a lot of things that we feel in our heart, people ain't gonna understand that. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
They not gonna
Okay.
love it like you do, you know?
Okay.
So sometimes we would stop ourselves just because we deterred from a person who's not understanding that, you know? But as a
Okay.
kid, you really not gonna know that. So if you're around the right people, they gonna tell you the right things, you know? And
Mm.
you gotta look at life is not an accident. So maybe at that time, it really wasn't at the time,
It
you
won't
know?
our time. Yeah,
Because
that's
I
true.
feel like, yo, we don't really see that we were, I mean, this is my opinion. I'm gonna start off by saying that I feel like a lot of things is easy for kids to be brainwashed too, because we're the ones that is targeted for that. You know what I mean? When they making all this stuff, they targeting it for the kids. They targeting it for the youngins so they can program us and have us on that, you know? So once we
That's a good point.
program, it's up to our parents to really, you know what I mean,
Reel us
structure
back in.
us. Yeah,
Reel us back
exactly.
in. I got
So
you. I
once
got
we
you.
don't understand that, then we got to make it a point to understand that when we get older, you know?
I got it. I got it. 100%. I get that. I get
Yeah.
that. I get that. Let's see, man. What was our next topic, man? Let's go ahead and get into the next one, man.
But yeah, that showed the impact of our lives. I feel like the impact of hip hop to me was a whole lot. And I'm not going to say it was all good. You know what I mean? And I like to pull out the bad too, you know? Because it's easy for you to, when you're a youngin and you listen to music, you just listen to what you think you hear and you thinking this is what it's supposed to be. We
Mm-hmm.
don't see it as entertainment, you know? I
Mm-hmm.
think we're missing that factor in it. I feel like the impact on hip hop on my life, it stopped me to a certain degree. And I won't blame hip hop. I only blame myself. And that's called acceptance, you know? I accept that. But I
Right.
believe certain things weren't cool, or it wasn't, you know what I mean, for me. And it stopped me from being more open-minded and stopped me from being more accepting of other ways, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's a problem to me, because if we don't put a line between fiction and reality, everything is going to become one. I feel like that's where we at now. We don't know what's real and what's fake.
That's deep. That's deep. That's deep.
So
Cause
it's important to put the negatives in with the positives as well.
yeah, yeah. Obviously, hip hop, as far as negatively influencing our culture. Again, man, I feel like that goes back to the, like you were saying earlier, the gang influence. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? The influence of lean, the pill, how all the youngins is doing pills and shit now. You know what I mean? Just basically the whole drug wave, which again came from one of my favorite artists, Lil Wayne. Possibly started that with the I feel like dying and all of that back in the day. I don't know if you remember all of that, but
Yeah,
the
but to
classic
tell you,
Wayne shit. But yeah.
yeah, but hip hop always been in the streets and drug related, but it just switched forms. You know, I can't say it's worse now that people are taking drugs than back in the day when they were selling drugs. Because at the end of the day, it's like you can't put two evils against each other. Sometimes you
Yeah.
got to accept, like, okay, wrong is wrong. You know, it's not supposed to be right. This is not supposed to be right. This is art. You know what I mean? So no one
Mm.
can tell you this is right or wrong. It's
Because
really
art
up
is up
to
for it's up for
exactly.
interpretation. Yeah, it's
But
up for interpretation.
it's up to us to kind of put it in its place. Because when you watching movies, and let's say this movie say it's based on a real life story,
Hmm.
and 9 times out of 10, it's probably not even all the way real, you know?
Yeah, yeah. It's just like maybe this little scene was, or maybe that little scene was, but most of it is just fictionalized, so you can enjoy the movie still.
Exactly. So once we understand, that's the real trick in the game to me. It's the tricking you to believe in this is real. You know, you gotta
Hmm.
understand that certain situations is not gonna lie for everybody. Just because it works for this person in one way is not. And if we don't have no direction, we gotta blame ourselves. You know, we can't
Hmm.
look at the music for blame, but we gotta also look at the music as like a teacher, because it's like, yo, you are the leaders in our community. You are the ones that's kind of doing what we want to do to a certain extent.
Right.
We want to be bosses in this world in America. You know,
Yeah.
so with that leadership, who's the ones that's gonna tell them that, yo, leading these people to shoot niggas on the side of the corner is wrong? I mean,
Right.
I ain't gonna. I hate saying that because some people feel so against that, but I feel like once you have responsibilities when you grow up, you got to accept, like, yo, what type of people are we making? Are we making leaders in our country, or are we making the next slaves that's gonna be in jail, man? And that's the truth
Mm.
to me, you know?
The new
Because at the
slaves,
end,
like Kanye said.
yeah, man, our leaders, they not really our leaders if they're not really putting the foot down, you know? They're put there
Yeah.
for a reason. But I don't want to get on that. Let's just so I call them.
All right, go ahead, hit it.
What the fucking shit you done them off for? Playing your fucking mouth, mate. I'm a grown man. You said.
Yeah, motherfucker. I don't know what the hell
Yeah,
you talking about, man.
not even know what you talking about, but yeah, we out. Anyway, man. Um,
Yeah, but I think it's
and,
important. I just feel like this, man. We need to respect this hip hop bigger than we do. We're looking at it like it's just a music. You know, we're letting a lot of this stuff become just pop. It's not even us no more. It's pop, you
yeah,
know?
yeah.
We
And
need to
that
really
was
respect the
crazy. That's
culture.
what I was talking to my lady about the other day. I was like, hip hop is pop because pop is nothing but the most popular genre. And now that hip hop has became pop, you know, like
But
we
let
were
me keep,
speaking about earlier, it's really no longer ours no more. It's out of our hands now, for real, for
I feel like rap is pop. Hip hop is hip hop and rap is pop.
real.
Anybody can
Explain
rap.
that to me then.
I feel like rap is a form of music. You know, rap is a part of hip hop, but it's not hip hop to me. Hip hop is bigger than just rap. You know what I mean? A lot of people will understand that. That's why when you listen to the radio and you can hear some music that's influenced by rap and they're sounding like us, you know that's not us, but they're trying to tune into us, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And that's just how you see it to me. You know, a lot of times people just look at this. I mean, at the end of the day, the music industry is an industry. So if you want to go in there and make money, you got to conform to a certain type of style. You know, if
Exactly.
you out there doing, if you listen to the radio right now, this is what they want put out to the masses. You know, you're not gonna go in there just changing up what they got going on. It's been working too long, and you got to
That's true.
understand that the shit that we listen to on the radio is programmed. We need to deprogram for certain type of things that we listen to. How I feel. I
Well, I
mean,
mean,
that's just
that's
my
why it's
opinion.
called radio programming.
Yeah,
You know what I
and this
mean?
it switched over
And
to the Apple Music and you know, just the streaming services,
yeah,
even the
which right
movies we
now I
watch.
guess it's basically the playlisting now, huh?
Yeah, and they're making us lazy. They don't want us to go out there and search for it ourselves. They want to curate it for us. They want to like, oh,
That's
I know
true.
what you like. Here, keep on listening to that shit. Keep on putting it on this. Keep on putting that. And I
Yeah,
see that they use the TikToks to make it popular. So once see their favorite celebrity posting that shit, everybody's posting it now. You know, and
yeah,
if you smart enough, you can understand that this is a, you know, you gotta play chess, not checkers. You gotta see who is working the boards behind the game. You know.
right.
And that's what I kind of separate hip hop and rap into that point, you know. Rap is used by the labels or whatever, you know, to market what they want. Hip hop is an actual culture or religion of the people, you know, that it
I
just
get
in
you.
their blood. Yeah.
I get you. I get you. I get you. That's why people don't. Okay, I get you. So it's like people. I get you. I got you. It's like people saying they're not really. They say that they're rappers. They don't really say that they're like hip hop artists or nothing like that. Because like you're saying, hip hop is a culture. It's a way of life. It's a. I get you. Damn, that's
And
deep.
to me, you can be hip hop and don't even listen to rap. You can listen
Yeah.
to R&B or whatever, but that don't not make you hip hop. You know, hip hop is something deeper than just the music. It's really, it's a confidence in yourself. It's the way you see yourself. You know, you gotta really decide to be in that. You know, it don't really, it's not something everybody understands, and you gotta know that. But you don't have to conform to what everybody's doing in rap. You know, to me,
Mm-hmm.
rap was the mainstream form of it. The kings of rap, if you look at it like Jay-Z, Puffy, even Biggie, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And to me, I wish we could have talked more about Biggie today, but Biggie was the perfect example of the mixture of the two, because he gives you real life stories, but he's making it entertaining. He's putting lush beats on it. He's making
Yeah.
it clean for you can understand it, you know?
Yeah.
And a
Yeah.
lot of people take that style and they try to do it over, but it's not gonna come the same.
Yeah, yeah. It's. I mean, even though he did low key, you know, birth the next generation of hip hop, which was like Hove and Nas and all of them, for real. Which to me, those are probably the closest ones, you know, to get to big as far as like telling the stories the way he would tell them and making them so visual to where you can see it while you're listening to it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Um, but yeah, man. Yeah, a lot of rappers, I guess nowadays can't duplicate that or can't do the same. You know what I
What do
mean?
you look at rappers nowadays? All right, we could take it back from when we first found love. What makes you keep loving hip hop? Like, how do you feel about what's going on now, and
Mm.
what keeps your attention to it?
I guess now for me, it's like you know, you just find your favorites that speak to you. You know what I mean? So for me personally, my favorite is somebody like Big Crit, who to me isn't as commercial as everybody else.
Mm,
You know what I mean? He does his own beats and you know writes his own lyrics and he still talks about to me things that mean something to me. You know what I mean? If you go
yeah.
back to his old mixtapes or his even recent albums with Cadillactica and different things like that, you know.
Mm,
For me personally is guys like Big Crit that keep me listening to rap and hip hop.
that's powerful. Is it anybody like newer, or because I feel like we always gonna be a part of this hip hop game, you know? So
Hmm.
where do you see is leading to now? You know, like how do you feel? Because to me personally, I feel good about it because I feel like it is a lot of different people out there, you know? It is a different type of music. You have, you know, the party rap, you have the street rap, then you have some people who is knowledge rap, you know? So I feel like the hip hop is bigger than what it ever been right now at this moment, you know? And I feel like if we can really take it back and make it just for us, it would be impossible. You know, we gotta understand and accept that this is the world's music, you know? So either we're gonna build our little society inside of hip hop, or we're gonna come to accept, you know, the terms of what it is.
Yeah, and I mean, at this point, I mean, to go to your first question to ask who now I would rock with,
Coming up.
it's kind of tough, man. Obviously I do like Lil Baby. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
Just the
like
way
Lil Baby.
the way he flows on beats and stuff like that. I'm a big fan of that.
Polo
But
G.
again, Polo G, yeah, he has a lot of substance in his rap, so I definitely like him a lot. But
I
I was about
even
to
like
say
Lil
about
Durk too
Baby,
as well.
yeah,
Yeah.
Dirk. I've been listening to Dirk since 2010, so I can't call him new. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you. I feel the
I
same
can't
way.
call him new. So, but yeah, definitely Dirk is somebody as well that I listen to. I guess that's popping right now. You
This
know,
will
the
be my
Meek Mill Championship album
yeah.
was great for me. Like I thought that was an amazing album, as well as Nipsey with the Victory Lap. You know what I mean? So I
Yeah.
guess you got guys like that as well. You know,
Yeah, for me, you know, I still stick to like a certain type of hip hop. So like the Griselda guys has been real good for me. You know, like
yeah,
Freddie
Benny. I'm a big fan of
Gibbs.
Benny.
I'm a big fan of Benny. I'm a big fan of Conway. I'm a big
Yeah,
fan of West. All three of them, to be honest with you. Yeah, like Freddie, Bodie James, and Currency. You know, it's like it just shows me like hip hop has no age limit on it. You know,
yeah,
you don't have to, you know, you can find what you really want in hip hop if you really listen to different people and break outside the box. So for me, I feel like these type of rappers is keeping it going because they still have the skill level and, you know,
yeah.
still bringing some type of presence to the mic. That's what's going to be my last question. Like, what
I'm
is it
about to
that
say.
attracts you to it? Because for me, like skill level, your voice presence, and 100% the beat selection, you know.
Yeah.
But
Well, I'm about to
that
say,
will
as
be
far as
my
Griselda, they definitely the guys that bring it for me, that bring it back to that old feel, like you said, that voice presence, the beats, the even the lyrical content, it just bring you back to that old feeling, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like the early 90s shit. So yeah, definitely Griselda.
That's what's up.
We can hit these joints if you want.
Yeah, go ahead.
How do you feel about 6ix9ine?
How do you feel about 6ix9ine? I don't feel about 6ix9ine. Yeah, I don't. Um,
Yeah, I don't
I
feel
don't
about
really have
6ix9ine type
no
ways.
opinion on him at all. I don't really listen to his music.
To be honest,
Um,
I give you my honest opinion. I feel like 6ix9ine is bad for hip hop because it's like he's making a mockery out of it. You know, he's
yeah,
taking a lot of things and he's trying to play with it. You know, and it's okay to do that. I mean, you choose your own path. But me personally, I don't respect that. You know what I mean? I don't respect anybody. It's not even about the snitching or anything like that. It's just about the
yeah,
form of disrespect towards the actual music.
exactly,
And it's
exactly,
like,
exactly.
that's exactly what I mean. Like, it's not hip hop to me because it's more about selling records. Like, man, who cares? You know, what is you really
Hmm.
saying? You know, and that's how I feel.
Nothing. I mean, all his song names are like weird, like Gaga, Google. It's
It
like
was cool
weird. So
for it
it's
was
just
cool
not for
for a
me.
minute,
It's just not for me. That's all I'm gonna say. It's not for me.
but to me,
I
that
did
just
like the
showed.
one Gummo song, the first song. It was cool, that song, but after that, and I really like, I guess, dug into and saw who he was and his character and, you know, what he was trying to be like or whatever. And it just
Yeah,
wasn't for me. So, I mean, yeah, I don't feel about 6ix9ine.
yeah.
Yo, how do you feel about 6ix9ine, bro?
All right, next one.
Hey everybody, it's me, Tree. I'm just stopping in these stereo streets showing some love. What's up? What's up?
What's up,
Blessings,
Trey?
blessings, blessings.
Appreciate you, Trey.
Quick question to you. This love from England. Obviously, I watch your show all the time.
Blessings.
Quick question. Have you man ever shagged a child?
I don't know what you're talking about, man.
Shaq the Child? No, I'm sorry, I haven't heard of him.
Check the Child, but I would like to take a look at it. I like a lot of
Yeah, I'll
UK
check
rap.
it out.
I gotta give a
check it
shout
out.
to Skepta. You know what I mean? Like, that's who I rocking with the UK, but I like the grime rap, the drill rap in UK. Much love.
Blessings, blessings.
Yeah,
Man, yes, sir.
definitely, bro. That was a good second episode, man. I feel like I'm proud to speak about the thing I love the most, you know, hip hop and what it means to me. I feel like it's important, you know?
Yes, sir. Yeah, man. Like you said, man, I love hip hop. Like I said earlier, I really don't even know, where I would be or who I would be without it because it's just been a part of my life since, again, like I said, since I can remember, at least since 9, like I said, when I at least wrote my first rap. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Appreciate y'all for joining us on the live today. You know what I'm saying? We be back with y'all next Tuesday for sure.
Yes, sir.
And,
Appreciate you, Summer Slim, bro. God,
yes, sir. Yes,
I
sir.
feel like we got a
Appreciate it,
bang on our
Godzilla.
hands. Can't wait
Yeah,
for
we
next
got
week.
one, man. We got one, man. We here. Blessings, man. Appreciate y'all. Tune back in with us next Tuesday. You dig? Are we on 10 yet? Yes, sir.
Are we on 10 yet?
Yes,
Love.
sir. Let's get it.